Angela is with us in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Hi, Angela. How can we help?
Hi, I have sort of a financial and relationship question.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're going to speak directly into your phone. It was cutting out on you.
I have a financial and relationship problem. I'm hoping you guys can help me solve it.
We'll try.
Okay, so here's a bit of a backstory. I was married for almost 20 years. We've been divorced about 2 years. I moved out about 8 months ago. During the time when we were divorced but living together, we were trying to work things out, but it didn't work out. We have financial issues with infidelity that way and relationship infidelity. We have decided we want to try to work it out. Where I'm currently staying, though, my lease is up, and I can't afford rents around here on my own. And so my ex has offered to let me move back in for half of what I'd be paying at rent anywhere else. And is that okay to do while we're trying to work things out, or should we stay separated while we're still trying to work things out?
What are you still trying to figure out after 20 years of divorce, living together after a divorce, and then an 8-month breakup? What is there left to discuss?
Well, we have trust issues in each other.
Yeah, clearly. So what do you?
Yeah.
What's gonna come to the surface here when you move back into his house, and he is able to lord over you the fact that you're paying less rent and you can't leave? How is that going to solve a trust issue?
Well, see, me moving out was kind of proving to him that you can't cross that boundary and there's no consequences.
Yeah, see, you're
you're
playing Russian roulette. I know this is hard. It sounds like your relationship's over, and either he likes having you around when it's convenient, and you are still hanging on to this myth, this fantasy that it's one day he's gonna bloom and blossom and grow, and he's gonna be the guy you've always wanted to be. And after 20 years and a divorce and 8 months of giving it another go, it sounds like it's over.
Yeah, well, part of it for the financial infidelity had to do with a drug relapse, and so
I know. And listen,
you're just accountable for that.
It's gonna be one thing after another, and it
has been
so hard. I know.
Been.
I don't want to minimize it.
It has been one thing after another,
Yeah.
after another, after another. And
I'm hearing somebody that doesn't understand their innate value and worth.
Maybe I get told that by a few people.
You are worth not being lied to and cheated on.
Again and again, you're worth not moving into a house where someone's going to say, "Hey, by the way, I got you," because I'm charging you half rent. You're worth more than someone else's table scraps. And you've locked yourself into if I don't do this, I can't live here, and then I can't do. Man, there is a big, wide open country. Lots of places you can go where people are going to treat you with the value that you're worth. And I know that's so hard to hear.
Yeah, I guess it's more maybe me just afraid of the change, I guess, because in this 8 months where we have been apart, I do come almost every day. It's a bit complicated. My brother lives with him.
Yeah.
So I come and I see my brother and everything, but...
So you're not really divorced?
No. Well, yeah.
You've never really ended the relationship.
Your relationship has continued, yeah. And it's strung on and ... and it went from the main road to the gravel road, back to the main road. Yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah.
And if you have a scab and you keep picking it and you keep bumping it and
Angela,
keep hitting it.
how old are you?
39.
Okay. You have any children?
I have one adult child.
Mm-hmm. And how old is your adult child?
22.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay. If he called you up and told you this story about him and his girlfriend, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to break it off, but it's easier said than done.
Why do you value him more than yourself?
Not your son, your ex.
Yeah.
I kind of feel responsible, I guess, for him and his relapsing, because
that's so much
the issues we were having before.
That is so much bullcrap.
The issues we were having before, like, I know I brought on issues.
That's just bullcrap. There's no. How in the crud can you come up with the idea that this guy cheating on you, you're responsible for it,
or him
that is
back
so
into drugs
whacked.
Is your fault?
That's so whacked.
It's not.
If your son told you that about his girlfriend after she's cheating and sleeping all over town, and he still wants to hang on, and he said, "But it's my fault she sleeps around," you would smack him. Wake up, boy. That's what you'd tell him, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because you know your son has value. Well, we know you have value, and this is just cray-cray, girl. You need to get away. Mm-hmm. That's Uncle Dave talking. I have no psychological degrees. Dr. John's got 2 of them, but
well, I'm telling you this. I've got a problem with your brother.
Yeah.
Your brother doesn't need to be buddying up with a guy who's disrespected his sisters over and over and over again for 2 decades the way he has. If your brother had some courage, he would step out and y'all could get an apartment together and figure this out while you got your feet underneath you. But he's not that guy.
Yeah, and he does help me. My brother does give me money.
Your brother stands there while you walk back into this toxic relationship.
I'm not talking about money.
Look, you called and asked us what to do. Here's what we're telling you to do. Get out.
Yeah.
Get away. Don't have any more contact with this guy at all. He's your ex. Treat him like it. Move on, kiddo. Am I missing something?
Yes. The other piece is treat yourself like somebody treat yourself like you treat the people in your life that you care about. Treat yourself at least as good as your ex. How about that? At least show yourself and do the work you've got to do.
When someone's mistreating you and you continually go back to him, over and over and over again, and they continue a pattern of misbehavior, it is because you don't care enough. You don't have enough self-respect to walk away from crap. And we're trying to say you are worth it. You need to walk away, and you need to have 0 contact with this guy. If your brother wants to talk to you, it's going to have to be somewhere else where this guy's not around and not on this property. You don't need to be on that property ever again, and you don't need to talk to this guy ever again, ever. Period. You owe him nothing. This is over. This is so toxic, girl. You need to get plugged into a good church. You probably need to move to a different city.
Yeah.
And start fresh.
Make no mistake. You've been married to somebody for 20 years. At that point, they're a leg and an arm. It's a part of you. This is going to hurt. Once you finally acknowledge this thing's over and you start the grieving process, 2 decades, this is over, it will hurt and hurt and hurt. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. That actually means you're doing the hard work of cutting that infection out, and now you're going to be on the road to healing. But you got to be done with it. You got to be done. Like Dave said, don't go back. It's over. You're worth more than this.
Dr. John Deloney just called your ex an infection.
Yep. Yeah. And your brother's not helping. He's certainly not helping. It's time to go get surgery. Connect yourself with somebody who will see your value. And I know it's hard. That mirror gets dusty and dirty sometimes. It's hard to see it. But, man, I just hate hearing that in my heart, man.
Yeah, you need to get plugged into a great church. I really think Uncle Dave's thinking you need to move to a different city and get a start, because I think you're going to have the physical distance to have the courage to stay away.
Yeah.
And have the discipline to stay away, because your healing's only going to begin to the extent you stay away, kiddo.
You're carrying in your heart his infidelity, his drug use, his fill in the blank, his money issues. Man.
It's a mess.
You're worth more than that, baby.
It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. You don't have to be mean to him.
No.
You just don't have to be to him.
You're already divorced. It's over. Yeah.
You don't have to be. You're not required anymore. Your services are no longer needed.